Alrighty, howdy neighbors and welcome back to Dark Nights. Last time, we were dumbass. Followed Corrado. We got captured by Roya right here. I will say, because of the art style, everyone is very attractive, very beautiful. It's hard to root for someone. Let's go. No, except for my character. My character, as much as she looks beautiful, she looks banging, has just a bad personality. Sorry, let's go. If you want to come get her. He's suddenly holding me hostage. It's like some sort of trap. Ah, music! Barry suddenly swoops me up in his arms, carrying me bridal style. He heads back into the hallway. I try to squirm out of his grip, but he effortlessly carries me like a doll. There's a short pause before I hear Corrado's footsteps racing up the stairway. What are you doing, Roya? I tried to provoke him a bit. This isn't a game. I want to talk to him. You don't need to involve me. That's the problem. He doesn't want to talk to me. What's going on between you two? Roya may answer. Corrado blocks her path. Roya is fast enough. Is fast even while carrying someone. I suppose it's not enough to completely evade Corrado. Roya smiles in amusement as he sets me down. He has one hand over my waist, preventing me from escaping. How are you going to try to take her back? I guess you won't mind if I have a little fun with her then. Corrado glances at me with a sad smile, as if an apology. I shrug. Roya, taunting me is pointless. As Corrado approaches us, Roya draws me back. Don't get it that easily, not without a fight. Why don't you draw your gun? I'll point at civilians. Now, will you quit the childish game? I don't understand where you're getting at. Sure you haven't forgotten. Forgotten what? We used to attend the same grade at school. Corrado and I were in class 1E, while my brother was in. You don't need to bring up the past. We're better off forgetting about it. I used to bully you. Don't tell me you've already forgiven me. I told you we can leave the past behind. Corrado grits his teeth. If that's really how you feel, then do me a favor and— oh, excuse you, what the fuck? Why does Roya want to do that? Corrado's with the cops. This is ridiculous. I've been feeling guilty all these years. You disappeared off the face of the earth for a while. I didn't know how to apologize. Though perhaps it's too late. Let me remember. I know you hated it. But you wished revenge all this time. Killing me will make us even. No, I won't do that. Afraid to stain your record. Let me give you a little motivation. I was the one behind the recent incident with the mugger. I made sure to give him the most gruesome death possible. You saw the scene, didn't you? I was the one who burned the marks into. Enough. That's not all. Remember the missing people the past few weeks. You can tell your friends to quit searching because they're already dead. Wondering where all the bodies ended up. I've hidden their bodies. You cops would never think to investigate this place. Don't believe me? Take a look in the room on your left. You'll find the teenagers, alphabetically arranged. To your right, all the female bodies. We'd like to keep them separate out of respect. Oh, and you'll also notice the change on their wrist. You never know if any of them will wake up someday. His words send a chill up my spine. I can't tell if he's serious with that grin on his face. It's enough. If you're confessing to these crimes, then I need to arrest you for what you've done. You're not gonna kill me. This is my call. Let her go. You're no fun. Roya snorts, but loosens his grip on my wrist. I think he's finally come to his senses, but Corrado's eyes widen suddenly. Something flashes at the corner of his eye. For his other hand shifts to his pocket. Before I realize what's going on, Corrado dashes toward me and seizes my hand. Roya does not resist Corrado as Corrado pulls me away, allowing me to slip from his grasp completely. I turn my head and catch a glimpse of a small blade. With a victorious expression, Roya is already running with his dagger aimed for Corrado. In the same split second, I extend my other arm full out, feeling a sharp sting as I'm pulled behind Corrado. Roya tries again, leaping toward with the dagger, but at the same time, Corrado blocks the attack with the gun he pulled from inside of his coat. He shoots a few blows, each struggling to keep up with the other. I step back, putting a hand over the cut on my arm. I feel something wet against my fingers, and Roya glances in my direction. He bites his lip when he sees my cut, but doesn't pay further attention to me as Corrado leaps toward him. Corrado tries to grab the dagger from his opponent, but loses focus when Roya kicks at his wrist. The fight halts when Corrado drops his gun. It clatters across the floor. Roya takes a chance to leap for the weapon, and so does Corrado. What should I do? Everything sucks. This is not. Distract Roya, grab the gun. Grab the gun. Oh no, you don't, Roya. You'd have the gun and grab it before he does. I thought nervously as I hold the gun in my hands. When Roya reaches me, I scale him back and put the weapon at him. Don't move! This is unexpected. I know you had the guts. No need for violence if you just stay still. Very mischievously, I pushes me despite my warning. Slowly get to my feet, the gun still trained on him. The wheel of the gun is shaking, and I realize it is my hands. As I keep stepping back, I hear Corrado talking to me, but I'm too focused on Roya to pay attention or to pay any mind to his words. Suddenly, Roya charges at me. At the same time, I feel a hand on my arm, pulling me back. In the moment, I accidentally pull the trigger. Recoil almost throws me off balance as I drop the gun, sounding in my ears. Roya stares down at his leg, then would immediately stay in the fabric. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Unfortunate. You need to work on your aim. I'd rather have Corrado do it, but you're not a bad choice either. Anyone but the hunter. Roya seems unfazed by the wound. He still stands straight, as if nothing happened. How could he dare something like that? Maybe the gunshot from outside the hallway. A red blur whizzes by, tackling Roya to the ground. It's a moment for me to realize it was Shane. No, look at the baby! Look at him! Oh, look at him. He's so sad. I want to call out to him, but Corrado turns me around. He covers my eyes with his hands and whispers to me. Cover your ears. I don't want you to hear this. Oh! Oh no! Oh no no no! Oh no no! Oh, go Shane. You know what? I feel like this. D-Chain. Oh, fuck. I do as he says. I feel the recoil of gunshots travel from the floor to my bones. My hands do little to me at the sounds that follow. It doesn't take long for the screams to die down. I try to turn around, but Corrado releases my face and let go of my shoulders, pulling me to his chest. Did you follow me, Jane? Held games, I was told to guard her, but she ran off. Not a bad thing. I ended up finding the target. He was distracted. Why didn't you take the opportunity? Shane enters my line of vision and circles around something on the ground. There's his shoe stained with blood. He abruptly looks up at me with narrowed eyes and my body tenses. He's going to come after me next. I'm sorry for running away. Finally, he shifts his gaze to Corrado. It feels like he wants to ask something, but instead he heaves a sigh. Go, I've got this. It's raining as we leave the mansion. Questions pile up in my mind, but what stands out to me the most? Is Roya dead? Corrado nods quietly. I see a few scratches on his face, injuries from the fight with Roya. Hell, it just feels tight. What was the connection between the two of them? Roya did say that they went to grade school together. And what was with Roya? Why do I want to die so badly? I don't understand any of it. One of my arm stings as we walk through the rain. Corrado suddenly takes my hand. He twists me around to face him, and I feel him touching my cheek. His head look doesn't suit you. But you... Wait, Roya, Ricardo pauses, showing a cold grimace. Trying to cheer me up, he's terrible at it. Sorry for dragging you into this. When you get home, let me shoot your wound. It was my fault for following you. On the way, and Roya used me to provoke you. You went there. I might really have shot him. So thank you for holding me back. By the way, why did you follow me? I knew you were up to something, I was curious. Curiosity killed the cat. He rubs his fingers through my hair upon noticing the guilt on my face. Well, Roya is anything but a friend. We just attended the same school. He's bullied me a lot to an excessive degree. Maybe I should tell you more about my past later. I don't want you to think badly of me based on what you just saw. It's just hard to explain, and you might not even care. You told me we met before, but I don't remember. But that doesn't mean I want to remain ignorant. Well, I hope you'll believe my ridiculous stories. Let's go home, it's late. Next day after school, I find Karada still in bed. I go to check on him and realize he has developed a high fever. His forehead is hot to the touch, and he's sweating under the sheets. Besides that, his body is covered in bruises. He explains it was from yesterday, when he fought with Roya. However, I notice that some bruises are in the later stages of healing. It might be from a separate occasion. I can't believe how much of a klutz he is to have hurt himself that often. I sit in bed when I fetch the first aid kit. I can't believe you're nursing your bodyguard. You shouldn't have gone out yesterday then. I guess you stayed too long in the rain. Hey, you were with me. How come you didn't catch a cold? And like you, I'm not that weak. I tease him while I pull off his old bandages and disinfect his wounds. As I look at Karada's injuries again, the events of last night flashes in my mind and I grimace at the thought. I went to ask him last night, but we were both exhausted and went straight to our rooms. While noticing the uneasiness in my eyes, Karada nudges me. Hey Games, you're right. I can't get over what happened last night. Rhea seems so desperate. Was he really going to kill us? Nah, he won't really have gone that far. It was just a bluff. He was serious about his request. If we were to die, who else could he turn to? Although he changed a lot since the last time I saw him. It's like he didn't know him anymore. You used to attend the same school, right? It was an experience at the time. I'm sorry I had to go through something like that. It's alright. I'm over it now. Karada smiles softly at me, and I stand, having finished redoing his bandages. I'll get you some water. Karada acts overly familiar with me, and I know barely anything about him. There must be something missing from my memory. But I don't think I suffer amnesia. I'm in the kitchen, and I'm startled by the sound of the front door opening. Oh no. How is it supposed to be when a familiar voice calls my name? No! I'm home, Games. Are you here? At first I recall Karada was upstairs. I really do not want to try to explain his presence to my mother. I have to do something. Oh fuck. I don't know. Hide this fool. I discreetly stick out of the kitchen and manage to avoid her attention as I head upstairs. I ran in the room, but Karada was gone from his bed. I already assumed he'd have to hide. My mother calls me again. I go back to the living room and greet her. Mom, what brings you here so suddenly? It was good to see your face again, Games. Your father needed some documents. He would have gotten them himself, but he suddenly got called in for a job and had to attend a meeting. I just came in to get his things. Anyway, how are you doing? Everything is fine. I'm going to take breaks. Don't overwork yourself, even if it's for school. If only she knows about my naps at class. Flushing an innocent smile before nodding. No, I should get those documents. Wait, Mom, I'll get them for you. Which ones do you need? Oh, you're too sweet. The documents are right at the top of the first drawer. It's a black-colored map. You'll see it right away. I rushed upstairs to find the documents in no time. Here you go. Mother wraps her arms around me and strokes my head. It's been a while since I felt discomfort. I heard about recent disappearances and murders in the village. I was concerned about you. Maybe I should ask Leochi's father to look after you. There's an investigator taking care of the neighborhood. I'm doing fine. Perhaps I could ask the Hakase family to keep an eye on you. They are known to be good guards. Or were you even listening to what I'm saying? Hehe, I just want to make sure that you're safe. I'm sorry that we're so busy, dear. My research is nearly done. After your dad finishes his work too, we'll go on a vacation together, okay? Don't worry about it. I'm fine on my own. It's just sweetheart. Oh, I have a present for you on the dining table. It was your dad's idea. Give him my thanks. I have to leave right away. The taxi's waiting outside for me. By the way, you should really restock the cabinets, dear. You're running out of food. And I know... Oh, you know, I don't like you ordering takeout. I clearly remember buying groceries the other day. Maybe Corrado did leave his bed to grab fever snacks. I nod to my mother, while silently plotting out about my revenge on Corrado. She places the folder of documents inside her bag, then moves toward me to put a kiss on my head. I'll give you a call sometime later this week. Eat well and dress warm. Take care, Mom. She hugs me once more before leaving. I look through the curtains and watch the taxi driving away. It'll be a while before I see my parents again. I try to cheer myself up with the thought that they still think of me. Even though I don't see them a lot, our relationship is good. Also, Dad bought me a gift. I'll check it out later. I return to the guest room. Where could he have gone to? Huh? What the fuck is that? My thoughts shoot through my head. They blankly stare at the dark shapes and previously hidden under the blankets. I take a moment to comprehend what it is. Is that a rabbit? My first instinct was to reach out and scoop it in my arms. After that, I walked toward the window. Noah starts pushing against my arms, grabbing my attention. I blink a few times, as it gives me an almost panicked gaze. Don't throw me out the window! I looked around the room, but I'm alone. Down here. Animal starts pawing at me, and it takes me a second to realize the voice is coming from it. Corrado. Yeah, it's tricking through telepathy. You should be able to hear me, right? I can hear you. Oh, just checking if the window was broken or something. Glares at me with their hard eyes. It appeared to not believe me. I set Corrado back down on the bed, kneeling down to examine him more closely. My goodness, you're I'm not. This is a curse. Let me not talk about this right now. He falls onto the bed, his head smushed against the sheets. I realized how shallow his breathing is. Under this form, it's obvious that he's sick. Alright, your water. Left in the kitchen. Give me a moment. I went downstairs to see a small package my mother left for me on the table. The small, baby pink box wrapped in a sparkly pink ribbon. It's seemingly from Dad. Take the gift and the glass of water with me. As I returned to the guest room, Corrado has returned back to his human form. He looks so worn out now. And now he started shivering under the blankets. I set everything down at the bedside table. There's so much I want to know, but I'll let you off the hook. For now. Put the flickers up to his chin. I'll see you later. Have a good rest, okay? The mysteries surrounding Corrado keep piling atop each other, from his past with Roya to his curse. Can I still trust him with all these secrets? I stand, deciding to let him rest alone, but he grabs my wrist. Stay, please. I can't say no to a weak plea, if you insist. I heard a woman's voice earlier. Was that your mother? Yeah, she came by unannounced, but she had to go back to work. She sounded like a nice person. She reminded me of mine. To be honest, we're not that close. She's away too often for us to get a chance to be. Not enough about me. So many secrets are you hiding? You care to explain what just happened? What happened to let me off the hook? Don't tell anyone about it, especially Chain. He would literally kill me. Corrado's gaze flicks up to the ceiling for a moment, then returns to my face with a sigh. There's the one thing I didn't want you to find out. Why? You and I share a common hatred for anything supernatural. But aren't you? Corrado's expression becomes grim. I didn't ask to be cursed. She says out of topic and hesitate before asking the next question. Do you all say yourself? Maybe. There's still people who like you. Corrado laughs softly upon hearing my reply. Usually he is the one with the cheesy lines, but I really meant what I said. I like you. He instantly blushes at my words. Even in a feverish state, he manages to pull off a mischievous grin. I got any weird ideas. I just said like. Should be obvious. Otherwise I wouldn't have allowed you to stay. Thanks. Maybe this isn't the right time to ask. What's your childhood like? It wasn't that interesting. He closed his eyes in thought. Shortly after his breathing slows and he goes quiet, he must have fallen asleep. Geez, just when it was getting interesting. Well, he deserves a good nap. I asked over the present that Mom had left. Without really thinking about it, I pull at the ribbon to unwrap it. It tastes 2 large fleshies, a raccoon and a rabbit. Yeah! Jeez, Dad, how old do you think I am? You even said 2. Still, the thought of my parents picking these out at the store makes you smile. Oh well, the fur is soft. I'm gonna keep these. I leave the room. There's nothing interesting in the news today. I wonder if they'll mention Aurora's death, but I hear nothing about it. These events have made me understand that the murders were not ordinary. They have been the work of the supernatural. Something both Chain and Corrado have been involved with for some time. I had to believe the perpetrator was not human, even though I witnessed him with my very own eyes. I've never encountered something like this before. I wakes up for dinner and bring it upstairs to Corrado. He's already sitting up in bed. He grins at me when I approach him. Hey, I brought you some food. It's like you're my wife or something. Heh. I bullshit his comment and lightly smack his arm. I think you feel well enough to tell me all your secrets. Alright, are you sure you won't know them? What do you mean? You might look at me differently if I tell you. I doubt it, you're still you, no matter what your past or how many bunny tails you have. I think he has 2. I want you to hate me. Sir, you are a bunny. I'm not gonna hate you. Why'd I hate you? It's not like you lied. Corrado gives a guilty look and averts his eyes. I mean, you've been lying to me from the start. No, I just didn't mention a few things. You don't usually tell someone your life story the first time you meet them. A lie of omission is still a lie, Corrado. And this is far past our first meeting. I want to get to know you better. Tell me what haunts you at night, or what you're afraid of, so I can help you. Corrado silences me by taking my hand. His gaze bores into mine, as though he's looking for answers in my eyes. Whether he found the answers or not, he looks away, taking a deep breath before speaking up. Will I travel through time? Hell yeah! I'm not originally from this century. His words linger in my mind, but none of them really register. I can only blink at him. I'm from this village, but that was a long, long time ago. When I was 7 years old, there was an incident, and suddenly everything was different. It took me a while to realize that centuries had passed. Nobody knew where I came from, or what to do with me. I was scared out of my wits, but thankfully, the couple took me in and cared for me until I eventually moved out. I didn't lie about being adopted, just so you know. Now, the animal part of the story. He raised his eyes from my gaze. In my head, wondering why he is hesitant to tell me. You mentioned that you don't like animals, right? I used to have a pet rabbit, but it ran away. He said I always believed that animals just don't like me. Don't take it to heart. Anyway, I don't particularly dislike animals. You being a cute bunny cat doesn't matter. You're still you. If you try sticking into my bed in that form. His lips form a smile, and he visibly relaxes at my words. I was cursed by the same person who sent me through time. Bad luck, huh? I believe there's a way to break my curse. But that's not my main concern right now. People are still missing. And I don't think the murders are going to stop anytime soon. Ray claimed to be the one behind the disappearances, but I don't believe it was entirely his doing. It was probably just bad luck they all happened at the same time. I'm impressed he still thinks about his job even when he's sick. He's even prioritizing it over his own curse. Don't look at me like that, I'll be fine. My only concern is Shane. It's a bit risky to work with him, but he's the only colleague I know who's familiar with the supernatural. I worry what he'll do to me if I accidentally slip up, but as long as he never finds out, I can keep working with him. I can't help being cursed, you might understand. But I was just selling an excuse to him. The guy's merciless. Why is he after supernatural creatures? I think he told me once, but I forgot. I think sometimes he takes trophies from the things he kills and sells them off. I don't really know much about it. I hear Corrado, but all I can think about is the story he told about himself. He must have been so scared, being all alone in a different environment. Even now, he is still not safe. Are you crying? No, I just had dust in my eyes. Well, that's the lamest excuse I've ever heard. I'm just thinking about even walking on the edge. I hope I feel sorry for you. Life isn't that bad. I mean, you let me stay here. And you're still taking care of me, even after finding out just how weird I am. I'm just glad you didn't freak out on me. I can run away screaming about magical bunnies if you want. That's my joke. I noticed his shoulders dropping. He must be very relieved after sharing this. Chapter 3. Death Hours. Well! When is this fucking masquerade ball? That's what I want. The hallway is more crowded than ever. It looks like the entire school is gathered in front of my class. I try to push my way through the crowd, but to my annoyance, nobody will let me through. It's like trying to pass through a wall. I noticed Leoji approaching. He must know more about this uproar since he is in the student council. Hey Leoji, what's going on? His doors are completely blocking the doorway. We had 2 transfer students. I guess everyone wants to see him. We haven't had any new students in ages. There's 2. That seems interesting. He shrugs as if nothing is exciting about it. The teacher heads our way. Everyone goes to their own classes. Like I finally access the classroom. Their faces immediately grab my attention. They're standing near the front. The lower half of their faces are bandaged, which is pretty unusual. Their strange appearances are probably why they attracted so much attention. Matching scars. Heh. Hello everyone, we have 2 new students joining us today. The redhead gives us a friendly wave before introducing himself. Hey guys, my name is Jace. This is my brother, Blaze. Jace and Blaze, nice. You probably already figured out that we're twins. We moved from a far big city for personal reasons. We have to have good times here. During the introduction, Blaze stands there in silence. He doesn't even make eye contact with us. Class looks at him, expecting him to say something, but Jace takes over instead. Once Jace is finished, the class starts bombarding them with questions in their excitement. Who's the older twin? Blaze. He's the perfect grumpy older brother, isn't he? The difference was about 5 minutes during birth, because Blaze was very impatient. Are you single? My, that's bold. But we're both single right now. Who knows how things will turn out, though? So mysterious. What are the bandages for? Well, that's because it's none of your business. Hell yeah, Blaze! Blaze snaps and pins the guy with a threatening glare. Everyone else falls silent in the tense atmosphere. All eyes are on the brothers. Other brother keeps glaring at the guy, his gaze full of hatred. Blaze chuckles to break the ice and move in front of his brother. We got a permanent disease, but don't worry, it only affects us. It's not a pretty sight, so we try to keep it covered. And no, we're not going to show you. I see. It's the friendliness to diffuse the situation. The class shortly moves past Blaze's outburst. I glanced over them in curiosity throughout the session. Each has a unique personality, yet they have the same strange aura. Most trip to conclusions, but I get the feeling that they're going to be trouble. Well, I hope they find themselves fitting into this class. As I'm about to take a nap, I feel a slight chill. Someone is watching me. Cold blue eyes are staring my direction. It feels like Blaze is trying to read my mind. Shivers run down my spine, and I turn away from him. He wasn't looking at me, was he? So far he's been avoiding eye contact with everyone. Chill down, Games. Perhaps he is staring at someone behind me. Lunchtime in the cafeteria is even louder than usual. The crowd is gathered around the new students, with half the school trying to get a look at them or ask questions. Why are you sitting here all alone? I can't find Ryoji, and everyone else is occupied. Are you jealous of the twins? Oh, of course. I'm just waiting until after school to buy bandages so I can look just like the cool kids. She chuckles at my sarcasm. What do you think of them? Now I know I'm well enough to judge. I was talking about their looks, silly. They look like mummies. I'm joking. The faces are covered, Ikuya. There's not much to judge. Aw, you're so cold. I shrugged in response. By the way, have you decided who your partner will be for the ball? Not yet. I don't even know if I'm planning to go. I know you're a fan of those kinds of events. It only happens once a year. Don't miss this chance. And make sure you don't end up going alone. That would be so embarrassing because of the couple rule. Such a rule? Oh boy. What about you, Ikuya? My brother would take my desserts for a month if I went with anyone other than him. If I could, I'd gladly pair up with you. I think Ryoji is still available, though. I see. Unless there's someone else you're thinking about going with. You got me, but I don't want to admit it. I don't know if Kurado has time for such events. Besides, is it even appropriate to ask a guard for a date? Oh well, I could always bring him as my bodyguard. Oh, it's Jace! That girl's talking about some kind of party. Hi, Jace. Startled, I turned around to see Jace bent over me with an amused expression. I pulled back once to see his face. How long have you been standing there? It's a short while. Relax. Don't creep up on other people like that. So we were talking about a Halloween party or something. You'd make a good mummy. What do you think? I hear clear amusement in his voice. He seems fine with joking about him. With half his face covered, I cannot read his expression well. I wonder if he's offended by my mentions about bandages. Oh, you haven't heard. The school's hosting a masquerade ball. We have to have a partner. That wouldn't be a problem. I always have my brother with me. I wouldn't mind taking either of you to the party. His expression is difficult to read, so I can't tell if he's joking or flirting. His eyes crinkle as if he's smiling. Or rather, if can reply, he waves at us before going back to his seat. He sure is something. What, falling for him already? Pfft, it's still too early. I do want to get to know him better, though. Go for it. Ditch your brother, he'll be fine. I feel guilty if I do that, though. I'm pressuring him to go. He doesn't have any friends to go with. But you deserve to have a good time, too. Maybe I'm going to check if visiting him again, find a date for him. Good luck, Ikuya. After class, Ryoji asked me if I could bring a few papers to the student council room. He's been running everywhere all day to prepare for the masquerade ball, so I thought I would do him a favor and help with the remaining tasks. I ended up carrying an entire pile, which is a little too heavy for me. This task is grueling, and he said it was only just a few papers. He needed help to finish this faster. I wonder if Ikuya ran off too. This always empty now. It would be troublesome to bump into someone and drop this. As I turn the corner, I see Keiichi against the wall on the other end of the hallway, as if in hiding. Approaching him, I greet him cheerfully. Keiichi! He glances in my direction for a second but does not reply. Hey Keiichi, I'm talking to you. Shut up, Miss Boardface. Think you're any better, you midget. After saying it, glare, he dashes toward me and pushes a small hand against my mouth. Startled, I almost drop the papers, but his other hand quickly supports the bottom of the pile. Shakes his head that slightly tilted in the direction of the edge of the wall. I quickly nod and he lets me go. Follow Keiichi to his original position. There are voices coming from the other side. Let of us stay still while we listen. What's the point of attending school anyway? This is damn boring. Come on, don't you think it's fun to hang around people our age? Oh, it's Blaze and Jace. What are they discussing? Jace, we aren't... It's good to socialize once in a while. Do what you want, but don't get carried away. Just focus on the job. Fine. By the way, have you found our next target? Yeah, it's that girl with the purple glasses. There can't be just one. Who else? That would be too conspicuous. Someone will suspect something is up. I think that guy sitting in front of you in class will do. What's he called again? Maybe I should start memorizing names. You're only here temporarily. It'd be a waste of time. Anyway, take care of that one. I'm not cleaning up after you. What are the two of you up to? We're close to straining my ears, but suddenly the pile starts to slip from my arms. No! I am to get the other. I stumble forward. I think there's just a paper to fall anyway. Cover blowing the twins see me and walk in my direction. At panic, I look back, but Keiichi has already gone. That brat. What are you doing here? I thought everyone already left. You're just taking these to the student council room. Let me help you with that. He spins down to pick up the papers that fell on the ground. Blaze stands there with his arms crossed, looking at me with narrowed eyes. His cold gaze makes me nervous, but I try to get my act together. Pretend you just walked by. Did you hear? Hear what? Don't play dumb. You obviously heard our conversation. I didn't. His moves closer to intimidate me. If he wants a serious trouble, keep out of our business. Done! Here you go. Thanks. He moves in front of his brother, putting the papers he picked up on top of the pile. Hey, how about I carry those for you? We're leaving. He starts shining his brother away. He just looks back at me as if he wants to apologize. But as I leave, I shake my head. I feel like they were plotting something with two students, but I only heard half of their conversation, so I'm not sure. There's definitely something suspicious about those two. I should talk about it with Kurata later. Hey, I'm home. I get home, the sight of Kurata and Chain in the living room makes me pause. What are you two doing? Both are already turned in my direction as I walk in. Kurata meets my glare with a guilty smile as Chain stares, his expression hard to read as ever. You said you're allowed to invite friends over along the way. I know, but it's an emergency. I look over at Chain, who didn't react at all. If Kurata was not here, I would have kicked him out. As I'm here, can you tell me what happened? You don't mind, right, Chain? Chain crosses his arms and averts his eyes. Kurata takes it that he does not mind. Take a seat beside Kurata and wait for them to start talking. Chain's client got killed by someone, while he was on another case. No, Chain! No! He's so good at his job, though! Apparently, he wasn't working alone. We had two unrelated killing sprees going on. It just happened to use the same methodology. There were too many details to say for certain. So I had to keep up with just the two of us. So he asked me to help. I was saying you might die. Chain, you're supposed to make her feel safe, not scare her. Don't let us hide it from her. There aren't enough guards to keep every villager safe. You should know that she can't be watched all the time. Tell me if there's something I could do. I think besides sitting here and waiting until something happens. I'd rather call my colleagues. At least they won't be a burden. Even if they have no experience with such events. Such events? We're dealing with supernatural beings. I knew it right from the first case. I think Jane's right. With a situation like this, you shouldn't get yourself involved. Come on, please. They both shake their heads in disapproval. Tell them about Jace and Blaze! It frustrates me to hear them repeatedly refuse my help. I gave Kurata a dry look. I thought he would agree with me. An idea forms in my mind. Right, Chain doesn't know about Kurata's secret. I could totally use this to blackmail him. Partners have many qualities, like being trustworthy. Would you say you two trust each other? I smile and notice Kurata's eyebrows twitching. known each other since our childhood. We can definitely rely on each other. Because we're colleagues. And Jane, did you know something happened too? Ha! Jane! Maybe we should let her help. She's been whining about it since we met. I wish I could find something for her to do. Jane shoots Corrado a confused look. Whatever, it's not my responsibility. If you want to risk both your lives, go right ahead. I don't care about those who jump into their own graves. I'm not gonna die. Thanks for the fortune-telling. We can handle ourselves just fine, right? I touch Corrado with my elbow, and he meekly murmurs in agreement. Jane does not bother to reply. Finally! Continuing to discuss how we should handle the situation. I remember what happened in school with Blaze and Jace earlier, so I throw the topic in. Jane doesn't take me seriously, but Corrado goes quiet, considering the idea. Eventually he agrees to keep an eye on them just in case, while Jane continues to look at the rest of the suspects on his list. The meeting doesn't last long before Jane has to go back to work. After the door closes, Corrado groans, slumping against the couch before turning to glare at me. Games, do you really need to scare me like that? I didn't know how else to convince you. Why were you worried about him? Why were you worried he would actually believe me? You could have easily avoided the topic. I didn't think of that. Anyway, I know I said I would protect you, but because of what's happening, they're spreading out the security team. You won't see me here as often. That's obvious. You can't be next to me all the time. So it feels like I failed again. Pat Corrado on the shoulder and let out a sigh. I like him to act so negative. How about you teach me some self-defense? I don't want to be dead weight. That's a good idea. I can teach you some of the simpler stuff. Come here. I spend the rest of the day with Corrado teaching me self-defense moves. With the lesson, he emphasizes how I should avoid confrontation as best I can, explaining how I can use what he's teaching me to distract an attacker and buy time to escape or get help. Corrado is surprisingly knowledgeable about this. This professional side of him almost makes me forget his typical laid-back character. At the end of our short session, I promised Corrado that I will continue to practice while he is out working. I managed to get the basics down. Tonight, Corrado is more cautious than usual. He sits close to me like a guard dog. I decided to strike up a conversation to break the silence. Out of curiosity, can you transform whenever you want? Are suggesting something? Not really me, I just remember seeing you around the house a few times. You're reckless with your secret. To be honest, I don't really have control over it, and it's gotten more out of hand these past few weeks. I practice a lot, but sometimes it happens randomly. Has that ever scared you? You're anything but scary, so I tried to use it against you earlier. It's okay, I told you because I trust you. Just don't let anyone else find out, especially Shane. Do you really think he'd kill you? Absolutely. He must get rid of all supernatural beings, regardless of who they are. I was there when he found out his cousin was a vampire. He killed her without a second thought. I don't think he spared me either. I hang around if it's that risky. Keep your enemies closer or something like that. Besides, only the two of us have experience in supernatural haunts, and I can't do it alone. Don't explain to me why you're hunting them. The reason is, it's hard to explain. To be honest, I'm a little confused myself. I've taken so many lives. I don't really feel like something. Hold on. I don't really feel like anything now. I told myself it had to be done, and I don't regret what I did, but thinking about what I do makes me question myself even more. I realize that no person, no action is inherently good or evil. In the end, it all comes down to what choices we make. If I turn out to be a demon, would you kill me too? It'd be ridiculous. You're the only person keeping me sane. I'd rather stay by your side, like this, than live alone without a curse. It might sound cheesy, but you're really important to me. He looks away shyly, and I could vaguely make out his flushed cheeks. Those words coming from him makes me feel warm. He's been caring for me since we met, and more than normal guards should. It must have something to do with our past. He mentioned once that we have met before, but I wonder why I still can't remember. After the weekend. I'm glad we're keeping our timing consistent. Today, Kurata decides to come to school with me. Let's see the transfer students with his own eyes. The twins arrived to class late, and I noticed that one of my classmates, a girl who wears purple glasses, is absent today. Could it be a coincidence, or did something happen to her? Hey Games, is something wrong? No, what makes you say that? You've been staring at the twins all day. Now I got you sleeping once. That's nothing. Oh, really? You sure you're not crushing on them? Of course not. I already told you yesterday I barely know them. Not to mention they might have murdered one of our classmates. So say you. Well then, which one of them is most interesting to you? Well, neither. Looks so reserved. I'm not gonna bother them. I see, not your type, I guess. Stop teasing me, Ikuya. Let's talk about you. What are you up to lately? You've been leaving early lately. I'm making decorations for the ball. Yoshi mentioned that they're short on volunteers, and I'd be disappointed if they had to postpone or cancel the event because they couldn't finish everything by Saturday. I see, that's nice of you. I have nothing else to do. You're free to join me. Sorry, I'm a bit busy at the moment. I'll be out when I have time. I actually do have time after school, but I'm planning to help Kurata with the murder cases. I'm about for holding this from Ikuya, but knowing her, she would tell me it's too dangerous to try to stop me. During the lunch break, I meet up with Kurata. I am so happy that he's wearing our outfit. It's great. Everyone is looking at me. Should be used to it. Everyone from the elite class is popular. That's because of this ridiculous outfit. I look like your butler. I actually care about your appearance. Of course, I'm fashionable. I don't think you know what that means. Kurata clears his throat and changes the subject. And news on the transfer students. What they mentioned last week didn't show up to class. It could just be a coincidence, but I doubt it. Where are they now? I don't know. I didn't see where they went. I think we'll have to wait until class ends. Until classes end. What if Kurata plans to confront them? There's no way I can ask the twins directly, especially after Blaze's threat the other day. After class, Kurata waits for me outside. It seems he finished early. I noticed him looking and asked me about it. I introduced Kurata to her as my friend. I didn't know you hung around with people from the elite class. I get a little flustered when she looks at me with a mischievous grin. She takes my arm and pulls me closer before whispering, "Is he really just a friend? What are you implying? You guys seem close. You're reading too much into this." Hehe, I see. If you ever need help, I'm here for you. She looks at me before leaving us alone. What are you talking about me? There's some private stuff. No need for you to worry about it. Anyway, Kurata, look there. Those are the transfer students I was talking about. I secretly gestured to Blaze and Jace, who had just left the classroom. Kurata observes them as they pass by. He judges them with thoughts. His lips for a small O, though I don't understand what that implies. After the twins are out of sight, Kurata sighs across his arms. Now, there's definitely something strange about those two. I'm not sure how to explain it, but something about them doesn't feel right. I thought the same, but there's no proof that they've done anything wrong. Don't worry, we'll figure it out soon enough. They can't hide their true intentions forever. Why am I going after them? No need, I have a plan. Smiling confidently, he gives me a thumbs up. I assume he knows what he's talking about then. If you can, keep a close eye on them for a while. I don't know if it's a good idea to follow them. Last time I almost got caught. Wait, I know someone who might be good at spying. No! Want me to stalk someone? Well, nobody would notice you because you're small. I mean, you're good at these things. I'm terrible at tracking people. You're good at researching background information, though. You've seen them, haven't you? Might be up to something, and this is just a precautionary drastic measure. not interested in them. Have fun by yourself. So that wasn't you in the hallway last week, then? I guess I must have imagined it, considering how quickly you disappeared. Ichi sighs and lowers the book he's reading. Notices that Mia thinks for a moment before speaking. I just want to confirm something about the new students. It's a personal thing and none of your concern. I don't care what you do, but just be careful. You might bring disasters upon yourself. Conversation ends there, so I leave him alone. I don't need Keiichi's help. I can follow them myself. I'm not shaken by his words, but he's right. I have to go with this carefully. Tours are absent the next day. Walk around the village after class, but I can't even catch a glimpse of them. Of course, they skip class as soon as we come up with a plan. It's okay, we have more chances. Day after that, only Blaze, the gloomier of the two, shows up. Without Jace around to brighten his atmosphere, nobody approaches him. He looks lonely sitting by himself. On lunch break, he leaves the classroom. I take the chance to follow him. I tell Ikuya and Ryoji that I'm going to lunch alone in case they look for me. Building on a sandwich, I keep a distance from Blaze. Speaking of lunch, I've never seen him eat. It must be hard with those bandages around his mouth. We eventually break off from the crowds in the hallways, and I notice that we're getting closer to the elite classes. I'm here for a piece of quiet or something else. Suddenly he walks faster, takes a sharp turn. I want to lose him. I quickly run to catch up with him, but the hallway is empty. Could he have gone to one of these classrooms? I walked down the hallway, looking through the windows in each class that passed by. Suddenly a door opens. The door slides open, and someone grabs my arm, pulling me inside. My attacker twists me around, shoving me against the wall. Blaze frowns at me for a second before releasing my arm, taking a step back, close the door and lean against it, blocking my escape. So you were following me. Blaze glares at me, waiting for an explanation. What should I do? Sandwich. I've never seen you eat, so I thought you might be hungry. I want to give you a sandwich. I have him in a plastic bag with a sandwich. He looks at me as if I failed a magic trick. He shoves the sandwich back and shakes his head. Nice try. But you don't want me to unwrap my bandages. Why not? Are you embarrassed? It would give you nightmares. You couldn't look that scary. I'm not going to repeat myself. You hardly know me. How could you possibly know how I'll react? Anyway, let's head back. He straightens, but he rests his hand against the door instead of opening it. I give him a confused look. One more thing, stay away from me. You're annoying. Did I do something to upset you? If you explain it to me, it would make things clearer. I want you to leave me alone. Is that clear enough? He stares at me as if expecting a reply. When I stay silent, he rolls his arm back and leaves without another word. I should be more careful about my cover. I might annoy him to the point that he might do something to throw off my investigation. I'm so convinced that he's up to something. I continue to observe him during class. I notice he keeps staring at the guy in front of his seat. I notice Blaze clutching his fists, which is making me nervous. Even without words, I have a rough guess of what he might be up to. If Jace was here, I would have asked him about it. He seems like the type that'll share. Plus, I continue to discuss with Corrado. He told me who his next target might be. If they really are related to the incidents, why would they show their faces in school, of all places? The thought of them being here just to kill someone is terrifying. I started checking at work and couldn't find anything on him. They weren't special investigators, and they don't have any records, so they might be new to the village. What's our next move? I'll try to keep an eye on the target. If we're lucky, we might be able to catch them in the act. Or at least eliminate them as suspects. We're about to get murdered next, because we're dumb. Can you really pull it off? You're underestimating me on so many levels. It's not like that. I'm concerned about your... What if the twins are dangerous? Could be 2 against 1. Corrado reaches out to me and pats my shoulder. He beams to make me feel at ease. I smile weakly at him, but he gains my trust. Past 9 p.m., Corrado receives a phone call from Chain, reporting that his target is moving to the school. He asks Corrado for backup, so we both head out. Seriously, why would anyone go to school this late? I've heard there's a night class, though I don't know the details. You'd think the school would cancel that since it's dangerous around this time. Maybe. Say, Corrado, if Chain turned out to be a demon, would you kill him? I love that he alternates. I seriously doubt that he's a demon, but no, I wouldn't kill him. Despite what he claims, I still consider him a friend. Then, if you're friends with all supernatural beings, you wouldn't need to kill them. It's not that simple, because you're making it complicated. Corrado rubs the back of his head and smiles softly. He's pretending to agree with me, but I can see he still has his doubts. We arrive, the front doors are unlocked. It seems somebody's already here. Entering a dark building, we look for Chain and the target. I have been here once before, and it's just like I remembered. Footsteps echo through the space as we wander around. Why don't you call Chain? He told me not to do so, said I might disturb him, or lose the target. I don't think Blaze will show up. Waiting for Blaze taking the bait. There are 2 investigators and a student as a witness. It should be enough as evidence. Maybe, just try to be patient. He gives a comforting smile and pats my shoulder. My eyes adjust to the darkness, and I start to see the environment more clearly. Suddenly, Corrado stops walking and grabs my hand. He presses his index finger against his lips and gestures for me to stay silent. Strange sounds, a mixture of footsteps and something metallic dragging across the floor, echo from the hall in front of us, growing closer. Corrado and I rush to the nearest classroom, huddling together behind the door to peer through the opening. A tall, blonde guy, wearing a black and white shirt, passes by. Something strange sticks out from his posterior, sweeping the floor as he walks. A tail. Huh? He holds a long scythe! Hell yeah, we got a scythe! Let's go! I want to see the scythe so bad! He holds a long scythe in his right hand, with the blade dragging on the ground. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it! There's something familiar about him, but I can't tell what. He disappears in the hallway. Corrado and I come out of our hiding spot. We give each other a confused look as we wonder who it was. It's Scythe. I think that was a Shinigami. Or maybe it was a really good cosplayer. I mean, a death god. Why would one of those be wandering around a school? Probably to take someone's life. Thinking about it, did we lure in the wrong person? Never mind Blaze. This is a golden opportunity to take a Shinigami's head. A devilish smile appears on his face as he rubs his chin. I was eager to take out a supernatural creature, but I don't think it's a good idea. Get with the Shinigami. We need to find Chain. But he looks over his shoulder, hesitating. I put my hands on his cheeks to force him to look at me. We're here to give backup, not to chase after another guy. Come on, let's go. Pretty quick, just wait here for a minute. What? Do you know a quick way to kill a death god? You don't stand a chance alone. Corrado pulls my hands away from his face, smiling innocently. He's too concerned, but I'll be fine, trust me. Chain is still with the target right now, so I'm going off to do a bit of crowd control. The Blaze is only after that guy anyway, so we'll be fine by ourselves. You can call for me if something happens. Corrado lowers my hand and smiles innocently. Before I can say anything, he winks at me and runs off. Seriously, that good-for-nothing guard. Why can't he listen to me for once? So I'll be fine by myself, but still. More worried about Corrado. How can he be so sure that he'll win against the Shinigami? I'm really curious what he's going to do with the Shinigami. I should follow him. It's not of mine to run after him in the dark hallways. I realize Corrado is surprisingly fast. His footsteps are already starting to fade in the distance. I can't keep up with him anymore. A while later, I can't find him. The building is huge, and it could take hours to find him since we're both moving from our positions. Never mind, I should look for Chain. I keep walking. checking the classrooms for signs of other people. And with that, I'm going to end this episode here. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you later.